Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raggedy Pack, episode 4 of season 3 of Game of Thrones. We're doing, our usual 2-episode watch session. Last episode is fresh in our domes, and it ended one of the more iconic endings of any episode in the Game of Thrones series with Jaime screaming. And that was just kind of like hysterical. Because it's just so like sudden,
Yeah.
So I like genuinely that episode is full of so many like fantastic scenes, that I've gone back and rewatched in like individually at several different points in time. Whether it's Jaime getting his hand cut off, Edmure, getting shafted by his uncle and his nephew, there's one other one in there. Oh, the Pod the Rod scene, the debut of Pod the Rod.
Pod the Rod. Debut. There's more.
No, it's just like, that's where the nicknames come from.
All right.
What else happened, Iggly, that...
So there was actually a point I wanted to talk about, because like that completely missed out. And it's not going to be a whole ordeal, but like, we saw Danny, buy some soldiers with offering up her dragon as a barter. There was actually an interesting scene between Jorah and Sir Barristan, about like how to kind of lead moving forward. And there's still like this element of naivety, or there's still this idealistic notion from Dany about like how she doesn't want any blood spilled from innocence. And while it's a benevolent, like it's a pure thought, realistically that's not what happens in war. And Jorah was given his accounts of what was happening at the capital during the rebellion and the atrocities that were going on by just all throughout all the chaos. And he made this very interesting point about how the Unsullied men are essentially the perfect soldier, because they listen to all orders and they won't be tainted. Like they won't, not tainted, but like what's the term?
Corrupted.
What's the term I'm looking for? Corrupted is a good. There's a specific word, but like corrupted by like vices during the chaos of battle. Theoretically, of course, I don't know how they think. They're just pure soldiers, as opposed to other like mercenaries that I guess Sir Barristan was essentially like bringing up to the like as an option, who might be like who might go down that route. It was an interesting discussion, because it gave us more like insight on Jorah as a person, and also the idea that he was at King's Landing during the rebellion. It gives us like a time and place of like his past exploits. But it is also just a contrast to Dany's like idealism versus what reality holds,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an interesting like she's still very green. She's making her way, but like things aren't going to be as easy as she says. And there's going to be more hardships on her path for the throne. But besides that, Theon escaped. Bad things almost happened to him. He got rescued by a cracked archer, who who point blanked a guy. I was gonna say, I looked at family meeting my notes. Below meeting between the inner council, Tyrion becoming treasurer, Hot Pie's farewell. He's now a baker, which is a nice little send off. I'm sure. I hope he's happy as a baker. It seems like he has a talent for it with the brown bread he made. I think it was mentioned that he was staying there to pay off the debts of Thoros owed to the tavern. I don't know, but he's staying there.
It wasn't important.
It wasn't important.
He's like, I want to stay. And so the baker was like, okay, this is how I'll get you to stay. And she's like, I'm keeping him.
Yeah, I mean,
give you guys free meals.
Honestly, might be the best thing for him.
Yeah.
Because originally he was going up to the wall. And no, he could live a nice life as a baker.
Mm-hmm.
I actually never even commented about what was going on with the Night's Watch. All their horses were killed by White Walkers, not White Watchers. And they have then like sought refuge with Craster, who was very, very full of himself, stroking his own ego. And Gilly was giving birth. She gave birth to a baby boy that Sam witnessed. I am really interested in seeing what Sam does because he has the working knowledge of what happens to the sons in Craster's little encampment. Knowing that it's Gilly as well, does he try to save the kid? Does he prevent that from happening? And where does that lead? After that, that'll be really interesting to see. And also, the Free People plan to climb the wall, and attack the Night's Watchmen. I'm assuming that were there. I'm assuming some members of Night's Watch were left on the wall. You don't want to leave it,
yes,
like totally unguarded. But the Free People are making their move, and knowing that the Night's Watch members are very, very ragged right now.
Raggedy, some might say.
Raggedy. And Stannis, honestly, the picture I'm getting of this whole series now is the histories and lore just set Stannis as this Chad King. Like he's really cool in the lore, and then in actuality, in the show at least, he's very broken as a man. And we're kind of like seeing his downfall, being corrupted by lust and power. So where that leads him, I don't know.
There is so much more to Stannis's character that I don't really want to talk about because I want you to see the entirety of his arc.
Okay. I hope there's some sense of redemption. But like it's a long show. We're only 3 seasons in. I'm sure there's more.
I'm just like that's never mind. That's all I'll say. Is there is so much more there.
Okay,
I will eventually get to.
I agree. But like just the contrast between what I've seen in the show regarding Stannis and his exploits in history we've seen in the other media.
Mm-hmm.
They are quite different portrayals of him. And the one I'm getting now, it's very like it's very much agreed upon by other characters like Sir Davos. Stannis was a man he would follow into battle. Is that the case right now? Like not so much. He has this obsession, this burning desire for the throne, and it's leading him down a path that his men are criticizing.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say on that.
Okay. Anything else?
Pod the Rod is a god.
Yep.
Ooh. 3 rhymes.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, before we get into this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when our uploads go live. But if you want to wait for the next Game of Thrones reaction, we have up to 4-week early access available on our Patreon right now. Link for that's in the description below, along with links to our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and a link to join our free Discord, where you can join that, talk to Iggly all you want about all things Game of Thrones, or talk to us about all things life. Whatever you may want, that link's in the description as well. And let's get into this episode.
Let's go.
All right, let's do
it. Starting off hot.
Oh my god. You're just keeping it with you? Oh, he's wearing around his neck.
And necklace.
Do you think we could shove up his ass?
Okay.
Is that the sort of thing you and your sister go in for, Kingslayer?
Oh my god.
You up for us?
He's going to fall off his horse. Someone help him.
Oh my god. I hope the wound isn't on the dookie. Mud. I guess that's mud.
If I die, you won't be. Oh, enough.
Is that piss?
Can't say that I've ever seen a man drink horse.
Oh my god.
Gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah. Compared to how Brienne was treating him.
Right.
Oh, he's still a fighter. You have to admire that. Damn, the club into the back.
Yeah. He honestly wants to die.
Yeah. And they're making me feel bad for him. It was fun times with Brienne. This is just sad.
What a shot.
Oh, that sucks.
I hope we might speak in confidence.
Ooh.
Always in confidence.
Perhaps this is the wrong time.
Oh no, it's a wonderful time.
What's he opening?
I need proof.
Proof. Will there be a trial?
I need to know.
I have no proof. Only whispers.
What are the whispers about?
I was going to tell you the story of how I was cut. Do you want to hear it still?
I don't know. Do I?
One day, in Mir, a certain man made my master an offer too tempting to refuse. I feared the man meant to use me, as I'd heard some men used small boys. But what he wanted was far worse. He gave me a potion that made me powerless to move or speak, yet did nothing to dull my senses. With a hooked blade, he sliced me, root and stem, chanting
Oh my
all the
God.
while. He burned my parts in a brazier. The flames turned blue, and I heard a voice answer his call.
What?
It's crazy.
The Lord of Light.
And ever since that day, I have hated magic and all those who practice it.
Interesting,
But you can
okay.
see why I was eager to aid in your fight against Stannis and his Red Priestess. A symbolic revenge of sorts.
Yes. I feel the need for actual revenge, which will require a degree of influence, which
You do not possess at the moment. But influence is largely a matter of patience, I have found. One distasteful task after another, I made my way from the slums of Mir to the small council chamber.
You gotta respect that at least.
Yeah.
The grind.
Influence grows like a weed. I tended mine patiently until its tendrils reached from the Red Keep all the way across to the far side of the world, where I managed to wrap them around something very special.
Is it in this crate?
sorcerer.
Oh,
Hello, my old friend.
it's time.
It's been a long time.
Man, what is he gonna do to him?
People talk about the Night's Watch.
Well, I can probably come up with a few ideas.
All the shit. Craster's been out here, surviving.
Yeah?
He's your protector now. Our good friend Craster.
We're like the sons he never had.
Moment isn't going to save you.
You said to hold
The
it for you
thimble.
until he came back. You're back, take it. I don't want your stupid thimble. I want to save my baby's life. Can you do that?
Come on, Sam.
God. Babies crying stress me out, man.
I mean, yeah, they're so fragile.
Skull tree.
I've had it with trees.
How? You know how.
Climb.
Training? Climb.
He's good at that.
Does he have a fear of heights?
He has a fear
his
of
dreams?
Kingslayers.
Yeah.
How many times have I told you?
Aw.
No.
Don't go
climb.
climbing.
I need to find it. It's here. It's calling me.
He's gonna
No
fall.
more climbing. Promise me. Promise me.
There's definitely still fear, trauma over that day. He's just watching.
Is he very large?
No larger than usual, apparently.
And yet they said that he was...
Extraordinary. The most extraordinary.
Bro, the whole town's gossiping. What the heck?
And they've had a lot of men.
We're talking about the same Podrick. Quiet boy in Lord Tyrion's service seems a bit simple.
It's always the quiet ones, bro.
What did he do to them?
He hasn't spoken to us since the last time, as far as I know. But I don't think he's lost
Oh,
interest.
shoot.
Oh,
What makes
shoot.
you say so?
Is that a pause shoot?
No.
Okay.
So you guys are about to mute, like deafen the show.
Okay, is this the episode?
This is the spoiler, yeah.
I got subtitles on. I muted it. I'm closing my eyes.
Go ahead, do the same thing, Corey.
Okay. Let me know when.
Don't mute me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Important enough to Littlefinger to merit a feather bed besides Littlefinger.
I think you guys can unmute the show.
Okay.
Okay. Man, I wonder what that was about.
We mothers do what we can to keep our sons from the grave. They do seem to yearn for it.
And yet the world belongs to them.
A ridiculous arrangement in my mind.
The gods have seen fit to make it so.
My father didn't want them here. He was going
Interesting
to have their bodies
exchange.
burned
What is that?
Shall we go and see them? If you give them your love, they will return it 1,000-fold.
Marjorie's like overqualified for this.
I know how they feel about you. You led the defense of King's Landing.
Okay. We're just telling
that.
lies here.
You win the battles, you control the narrative. Pretty sure there's a quote like that somewhere.
Yeah. He led the defense to his bedroom.
Yeah.
What if this turns out badly? What if just a stray rock hits him in the face? Ooh, they're pretty close. Okay.
I'd say that went pretty well.
Yeah, but could have gotten a lot worse.
Not far, my lord. Your sister
Joffrey could be looking like his dad.
She sent you to save me. Yeah. I served them, the men who were torturing you. I did what
Really?
they told me and waited for the right moment. I grew up on Saltcliffe, my lord. I was only a boy when they took you away. I remember the look on my father's face when he told us. That's Balon Greyjoy's last living son. And those are the words I heard over and over again when I saw what they were doing to you.
Those men, they said my father knew what they were doing to me. Did he?
I don't know, my lord.
He might know.
They never told me much.
I could never be a Stark. Robb
Could have
Stark
been.
always reminded me of that.
He lorded it over you.
Didn't have to. All he had to do was be who he was born to be. His life fitting better than his clothes. Could
So
someone like that
ridiculous.
be a brother to me? He's the king of the north.
Things could have been different, man.
My father gave me a choice, and I made it.
Made the wrong one.
I could never be a Stark. I paid the iron price for Winterfell. I murdered those boys.
The Stark boys.
Is he gonna admit it?
Never found them.
Just kill two innocent kids?
Living with the farmer. I let Dagmar slit their throats. And I let him burn the bodies.
It's digging yourself a deeper grave.
Keep Winterfell. And make my father proud.
Still worth it?
It's not too late.
It is. My real father lost his head at King's Landing.
Really? He's saying
I made a
that?
choice. And I chose wrong.
He's
Now I've
finally
burned
understanding
everything
it.
down.
Not everything, my lord. She's up here.
Is the Theon redemption arc still possible? What?
Put him back. He killed the others.
What?
No.
No, I didn't.
No. What is this?
Please stop.
Put him back where he belongs.
What was the point of all that?
Oh man.
F that guy. What the heck?
Some grade A trolling, man.
My god.
Eat.
Theon, you idiot.
What are you doing?
Do you want us to die?
You can't die. You need to live. To take revenge.
Hmm.
I don't care about revenge.
You have a taste. One taste of the real world. And you whine and cry and quit. You sound like a bloody woman.
Preach.
I know what you did for me. You told them Tarth was full of sapphires.
Is that a lie?
It's called the Sapphire Isle because of the blue of its water. You knew that.
Small hint of honor.
Why did you help me?
Good scene between those two. They're like leaning on each other right now. Is Tywin gonna roast Cersei now?
You wanted to speak to me.
Yes, about Jamie. I wanted to make sure we're doing everything we can to get him back.
And Catelyn Stark took Tyrion prisoner. What did I do in response?
You started a war.
Well, if I would start a war for that lecherous little stump, what do you think I'm doing for my eldest son and heir?
Whatever you can.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Tyrion got himself out of prison. Jamie lost a hand.
Did it ever occur to you that I might be the one who deserves your confidence and your trust? Not your son's. Years and years of lectures on family and legacy. Did it ever occur to you that your daughter might be the only one listening to them, living by them? That she might have the most to contribute to your legacy?
The golden
You
child.
So much more than your actual children. Marjorie has her claws in Joffrey.
You don't like that?
She knows how to manipulate him.
Good. I wish you knew how to manipulate him.
Wow.
I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
Okay, here we
That
go.
boy to ride roughshod over you and everyone else in this city.
Perhaps you should try stopping him from doing what he likes.
I will.
Okay.
Tywin said to shut that down.
Nana? Growing strong. Ah, the dullest words of any house. Winter is coming. Now that's memorable.
Okay.
She's right.
Strong.
She's a fan.
Strong, those are houses you watch out for. But a golden rose growing strong? Ah, that strikes fear in the heart.
On God.
Look,
The words
little
constrict.
a spider in the garden. Run along now. Grow strong.
Oh, man.
My lady, the city has been made brighter by your presence.
The city is made brighter by my presence. You here to seduce me?
He doesn't have the means.
Perhaps.
Oh, no, please. Seduce away. It's been so long. I rather think it's all for naught. What happens when the non-existent bumps against the decrepit? Question for the philosophers.
You want to find out?
But you've come mincing all this way for something.
Might I sit?
No. Come. I've heard you're such a clever man. I'm curious why you sought me out.
You've taken an interest in Sansa Stark.
Have I? Why shouldn't I take an interest? She's an interesting girl.
Is she?
No, not particularly. She's had an interesting childhood.
She has. Sadly.
Sadly.
Littlefinger is one of the most dangerous men in Westeros.
True. Kill him.
If Robb Stark falls, Sansa Stark is the key to the north.
And if Littlefinger marries her, he'll have the key in his pocket.
Which seems such a shame. Why
Marry
should a man with
Sansa?
such a low reputation steal away such a lovely bride? I believe I have a possible solution.
One doesn't need to be clever for that. It's all rather obvious, isn't it?
Is it obvious,
Okay.
Sigley?
It's obvious. Those two are gonna make good friends.
Oh, okay.
We'd like some privacy, please, if you wouldn't mind waiting back inside the keep.
Okay, that's the
Or
queen
if
you're
you'd be
talking
kind
to.
enough to give me your names, I'll ask the king to speak with you himself.
Ooh. Cowards.
What did you pray for?
Joffrey to
My
die.
cousin Alana was the
Yeah.
most beautiful
Joffrey's
girl
head on
I'd
a
ever
pike.
seen. So I prayed that she'd catch a horrible skin disease. A week after that, she came down with porridge plague.
Porridge plague.
Oh, you don't have it in the north. Your skin starts to look like boiled oats, and eventually your face slides off and you die in agony.
Oh my god.
Chickenpox.
That's awful. You're... I believed you.
Too naive.
Porridge plague, I'm an idiot. Don't say that, no you're not. I want us to be friends. Good friends.
That would make me very happy.
Okay, don't trust her.
You must see Highgarden. You'd love it there, I know you would.
I don't think the Queen would let me leave King's Landing.
The Queen Regent, you mean? Once I marry Joffrey, I'll be Queen.
Ooh.
And if you were to marry Loras, your place would be at Highgarden, wouldn't it?
Okay.
We would be sisters, you and I.
Really? Okay.
His name was Bannon. He was a good man, good ranger. We shall never see his like again.
And now his watch is ended. Didn't think a broke foot could kill a man.
It wasn't his foot that killed him.
The rot.
Bastard Craster starved him to death.
Oh, okay.
Daughters to feed.
You on his side?
You're gonna turn on him.
He's a bloody wildling's all he is.
Okay.
Never knew Bannon could smell so good.
Okay.
You have one son, don't you, Moment?
Yeah.
Lore.
You ever meet a man with 99 sons?
Nothing to show for it.
And more
Yeah, where they all
daughters
at?
than I can count. I'll be glad when you and yours are gone.
As soon as our wounded are strong enough.
What a pleasant guy. Always good discussions.
They're as strong as they're gonna get. Them that's dying. When you cut their throats and be done with it. I'll leave them if you've not the stomach. And I'll sort them myself.
I mean, like, what's stopping them from turning on you right now?
Oh, man.
Wait outside.
It's cold outside.
Mmm.
And there's nothing to eat. My wives give you bread. I'd rather eat what you've got hidden away.
I told you to wait outside.
He's sitting there, drinking our wine, eating his fill while we
Mm.
I'll give you crows enough. I've got to feed my women.
So you admit you've got a hidden larder then?
Out! I am a godly man.
A godly man who sacrifices his sons. Yeah, you can take him.
Go sleep in the cold with empty bellies.
You can take him.
I'll chop the hands off the next man who calls me bastard. You are a bastard.
Oh.
A daughter fucking wildling bastard.
He's spitting.
He is spitting.
Let's go.
Ah, such a good scene.
Ah. Okay.
Go more overboard there.
Yeah. No. Oh my god, not more months. You bastard. Dude, they're just turning on each other. Oh man. He's not living. Dude.
Quickly! I'm not going out there. We have to go! Now!
The Night's Watch has fallen.
Man, Jor is literally like the best character in this show.
He didn't
There's
deserve
no
that,
one
man.
better than that guy.
He didn't
And he
deserve
dies like
that.
that. It's awful.
Stabbed in the back.
By his own men.
Yeah. Well.
Should have killed Craster sooner. First time they were there.
Little lady, but it's better for you if you don't see
For real.
where we're going.
Man, that sucks ass.
What is it?
Blackstrap rum.
Oh.
Add up, son.
What is this place? Somewhere neither wolves nor lions come prowling.
Bro, is that a riddle?
Tough one. I can't figure it out.
You think carrying a crooked spear makes you a soldier?
No. Fighting in a war makes you a soldier.
Who's
Beric
that?
Dondarrion.
Solid Snake.
You've seen better days.
And I won't see them
Eric
again.
Dondarrion.
Ned Stark ordered me to execute your brother in King Robert's name.
Ned Stark is dead. My brother's alive. You're fighting for ghosts.
That's what we are. You can't see us, but we see you.
Hmm.
No matter whose cloak you wear. You prey in the weak. The Brotherhood without banners will hunt you down.
You found God.
Interesting.
I've been reborn in the light of the one true God.
Wait, no. No, no. God damn it, don't tell him.
Soon enough, dog.
Is being born Clegane a crime?
Murder is a crime.
I never touched the Targaryen babes.
He's innocent, I believe it.
You murdered Micah. The butcher's boy.
Okay, maybe he did, yeah.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
I was waiting for you to figure that one out.
Ah, man.
And you rose
mowed him down. I hit Joffrey. Micah just ran away.
Then I should have killed you. Not my place to question princes.
I don't know if he's getting out of this one.
Accused of murder.
Oh, I don't know if he's getting out of this one.
Charge, so it is not for us to judge you. Only the Lord of Light may do that now.
Ah,
There's your confirmation.
W.
L.
W.
Okay, hold up. Trial by combat.
Should we find out if your fire god really loves you, priest? Are you archer? Or you worse with a sword in your hand? Or is the little girl the bravest one here?
Maybe.
Give her the needle.
She might be.
That needle's not going to do much to get old Sandor here.
You'll find.
Oh, why does he look afraid?
Because it's Beric Dondarrion.
That's a tough name. Don't know what it means.
Yeah.
The master says
Are we just not going to see what he sees? Oh, okay.
Got the translator.
Oh my god. Ooh, that's 8,000.
And who knows?
Okay, let's see this trade deal. Oh man. Ah, he's chained. I hope he can melt that chain.
Is it done then? They belong to me.
Alright, this is where you kill him.
You hold the whip.
Ooh, you're about to die, man. Unfortunately, the dragon does not listen to you. Dovageris. Ooh, you having trouble? Ooh, you having trouble there? Ooh. Ooh, this is about to be good. Ooh. So she knew what he was saying the whole time.
The whole time.
Ooh,
Even
you're about
episodes
to get
back.
it. Oh, it's gonna be a massacre. The Liberator. Oh, let's go. Jacaris. Ooh, you deserve that.
Yep.
I don't know if the Unsullied are going to be embarrassing the Masters anymore.
Nothing to embarrass. Oh, that's so cool.
Love that shot.
I got chills.
Oh, rest in peace, you piece of shit. Oh man, the ash in the air. There's like an aura around her. She's so cool. Hey, she's got an army now. A choice they've never been offered. Begins.
It's like the slow clap.
Yeah.
I got the Unsullied hyped up.
Alright. That is amazing.
No need for
Is she gonna
that.
toss it? Trash.
The soundtrack is immaculate.
It's so good. Oh, the march. Ooh, West.
They spoiled us with like this zoomed out shot with the scale.
Yeah. Westeros might be in for it. They might be blindsided.
And this is why typically you just binge watch whole seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. That's tough to stop on. It's a shame. Oh wow. Daenerys the Liberator. That's so cool. She's sticking by her her morals, and that's really like she hasn't had to what's the term I'm looking for? Yeah, like she hasn't had to break her code. She's been doing everything how she wants to so far. It's been a rough journey. It hasn't always been easy, but she's getting there, and that's really cool to see. And what it means for like everything else, just like a three-way battle that's gonna be blindsided soon is gonna be crazy to see. I don't know how it's gonna start. Maybe she starts with Dragonstone, or what's Stannis's?
Yeah,
Dragonstone. Maybe she introduces Stannis to the real Lord of Light. But reclaims the former stronghold. But that's pretty. That's really cool. That's really cool. She's finally getting there, and I love it. Like the idea that the guy has like no concept, like the no premonition that like this dragon isn't gonna obey me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't really like realize she was a Targaryen. I guess, like, or I mean, never mind. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Did the guy know who she was, her true identity? Okay, but like he just never knew she spoke the language because she's kind of remained quiet the entire time.
So she's from Westeros, right?
Yeah.
And so the Valyrian language fell in the Doom, and only a handful of people still speak it, and it's mostly people in Essos. So she shows up, she plays ignorant. She listens to this guy speak, and he's like, oh, this is just the daughter of a fallen king, no money, no power, nothing. Like, she holds all the cards, and she played them
really well
to the best of her ability.
Yeah. It's such a step up from the second season.
Yeah.
But it's really smart because like by not like revealing that she knew the language, she got to know the guy's true colors and just got shit talked for so like for such a long time. That must have been cathartic to finally get that revenge. Man, he had it coming. I don't really know what the status, like the greater status of Astapor is. Because like, it was that guy essentially the main ruler, or was he just like a essentially a slave trader? Essentially, like with her killing the slave traders, Astapor as a city is like, she said like leave like the children and stuff like so. What is the status of Astapor? Is it still?
You still can't even pronounce the name of the city correctly. I think you might be able to infer.
Okay,
the relevancy.
What am I saying? What am I saying wrong?
Astapor.
Astapor.
Poor.
Okay. Astapor.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's about to be poor for sure. So, okay, interesting. That's really cool. Man, I like the last thing I had.
My point is, you don't really need to worry about
my anymore. Yeah, I'm just assuming it just falls to ruin.
To the free people.
To the free people, sure. The free people. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something, but no.
The free folk.
The free cities. Oh no. Yeah, I had nothing written on that scene onward. Because the last thing I'd read in my notes was Brotherhood Without Banners? ?
Couldn't stop watching the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, because you just know what's going to happen at that moment. And it's really cool to see. And also like all the Unsullied recognizing her as leader.
It's awesome, man. I mean,
it is awesome.
I said it before in last episode that there's so many iconic scenes, but in that one alone, man, that scene where she breaks the chains of the slaves is like, doesn't matter how many times you watch this show, you'll react to it the same way.
It's such
So.
a badass scene.
Yeah.
I caught a little smile from Jorah.
Mm-hmm. Because he was like, "Oh, she played us like fools too," even though I'm pretty sure he knew that she spoke Valyrian.
But like, he actually was concerned she was going to trade a dragon, for the army. But yeah, that's really cool. Seeing her character arc reach this point is really cool to see, and I imagine there's so much stuff, like amazing, crazy stuff to happen now that she has power, money. Her claim for the throne is now stronger than ever. Westeros better watch out. I can't. It's going to be wild. Besides that, a lot of interesting stuff this episode. Then the infighting amongst the Night's Watch members and Jorah Mormont, correct? Jorah is his first name.
Yeah,
Jorah and Jorah.
Yeah,
Jorah Mormont falling is such. It's so saddening because he deserved a better death than that. He was doing his best to lead his men. And it was strange. Like if the idea of like a lot of these people not having the most morally, like, not the strongest moral code at the beginning, as their background, as many of their backgrounds are like their previous criminals who are basically, instead of serving a sentence, they're just joining the Night's Watch. That like when push comes to shove and they're starving, they're stressed out, tensions are so high, they fall back on a more depraved way of life, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's not just like, say, hey, they're former criminals, of course they're gonna do something like this. I'm sure in many situations, normal people, when you're hungry, and when you see someone who has food and you don't, you might be pushed to do something drastic, you know?
And forget the food. Being introduced to Craster, I might just have to do that.
He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, who's gonna if Craster goes missing, who's gonna know?
The main thing about keeping Craster around isn't because not normal moral code, not because Craster is a person and murder is wrong. He maintains that checkpoint of his house, so when they leave the wall, they like have somewhere to stay. Without him there to like kind of maintain it, it would fall apart, I guess.
Yeah, it's just he was just an unnecessary evil. And that's, we saw that from like season 2.
You got to think that's what
Mormont.
Jorah is thinking, like, because if he didn't provide that service, which is very important to them, I don't really think he'd care so much. He's not, telling his men to stop and get out because Craster's his buddy.
Yeah. He understand. He himself probably understands how bad things were. He just didn't think it was gonna boil over at that point. Craster deserved it. Jorah and anyone else, because they look like it was a divided amongst the fighting. There's very split between the Night's Watch members, like sub factions. Because the guy who there's like two main, like let's say conspirators, for like a lack of a better term, who like acted. There's a guy who attacked Craster, and then like a separate guy who attacked Mormont. And I think the second guy, because I don't know names at all.
I don't know their names, honestly.
I think this one of the guys, the guy who attacked Mormont, then turned like saying, "Hey Sam, you're next." Like,
yes, that's
correct. There's clearly like subdivisions, like and they're like just kind of fighting amongst themselves now. What they hope to gain? I mean, immediate thought, they just want the food. What they plan to do after? I don't know, because they can't stay there. The White Walkers are coming. Like their next goal. Because next goal, presumably after recuperating a little bit at Craster's checkpoint is to then march towards the wall, and just kind of fortify defenses there, if anything. They just didn't reach that point. So there's just complete chaos there. I don't know who's left alive or who's dead. Because really, besides a few characters like Grim, I think his name is Sam. I don't know anyone else by name who's currently with the Night's Watch. And Sam ran away. I don't know what he plans to do. Maybe he plans to take Gilly and her son and just get out of there. I don't know what's going to happen to all of Craster's daughters. I don't want to imagine it, because it can be bad.
Yeah.
So I imagine Sam at this point just takes, it kind of says, well, like Gilly was saying, can you save my son? I feel like he might be pushed to act there. I don't know how he does it, or how he keeps that going, because I guess I don't have a picture of what the distance from Craster's checkpoint to the wall looks like.
It's a couple days.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume everything is really far.
Yeah, so
It's a couple days to a couple weeks.
It's a tough journey, not only for just on normally, like on your own or something with very few provisions, but now you have someone who just gave birth and is still recovering from that, because giving birth is hell afterwards. Your body just still needs time to heal, and then you also have a child, a newborn. Realistically, I don't know how far they can make it. But doing nothing isn't really an option. So I'm looking forward to see what happens there. I hope good stuff. But it's sad to see the Night's Watch, like, at least a huge chunk of them have just pretty much fallen in like that. It really hurts their numbers when there's so much bad stuff coming. It's going to make it tough later on. Besides that, can we talk about what the hell happened to Theon this episode?
That's up for you to cook on.
I have no idea. If anything, the guy frees him, kills his chasers and brings them back. I don't know why.
With the information you have, there's a lot of possibilities. So
the thing is, I probably missed a lot, because there was a lot of what my focus was taken by was Theon's speech about how his words about how his real father died at King's Landing.
Yeah.
And how he made the wrong choice. And it really sucks to see it had to come to this for him to realize that. Because even if Theon makes it out alive in the situation, the road to some potential redemption for him is so long, and it might not be possible. No matter, because if he tries to atone, there's way too much to atone for, and forgiveness is not guaranteed. So I don't know what he does. But it really sucks to see. They actually made me feel bad for Theon and Jaime this episode.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. But that's really cool to see. Like, even though Theon's a piece of shit, like, I would like his character arc to go down this sort of redemption path. And see
I wouldn't even say Theon's a bad person. I would say Theon's an idiot.
He's a misguided fool.
He's conflicted.
He is an idiot.
He's a child.
Where
he's a
he
child.
really messed up, and he said it this episode, technically by his hand, he didn't kill the orphan boys, but he essentially let it happen and or gave the order, however you want to word it. So he is still responsible for those murders. Outside of that, it'd be like, wouldn't be nearly as hard
I mean,
to be
you-
redeemable,
you-
but he says he's
you
past
executed. You executed someone in the middle. I guess there's
well,
no one.
I guess there's Roderick too. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about that death, but yeah, he did that.
But yeah, Theon, he's a kid who thought he knew what he wanted, but he didn't know what he wanted, and he just made a lot of bad mistakes.
Yep.
I mean, it sucks because we're like mentally, I'm just envisioning what could have been. You know, what if he
Yeah.
was just Rob? He stuck by Rob, trusted him, like didn't like succumb to his doubts, and just saw that path out. But that sucks. Besides that, I'm gonna. It's suck. Marjorie. Yes.
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay. I don't know why I'm second guessing myself because I think because I miswrote it once in my notes. She is manipulating Joffrey really
Good.
well. That is both good and bad. She's also beginning to manipulate Sansa very well. I don't know what sort of play the Tyrells are trying to make by getting the Starks and Lannisters all under, like, in their family tree. That's interesting. I want to see where that goes, but she's too smart, and because of that, she cannot be trusted. As much as a wild card Joffrey is, he is much more dangerous if there's someone controlling him, because I don't know what she plans to do with him.
It's much more dangerous with someone controlling him. I would say that's completely the opposite.
It
depends.
on
It
who's
depends.
controlling him and their intentions.
Yeah,
If someone
'cause
can control him, so
depends on
much
that.
would be different.
It depends
at the
on
same
who's
time,
controlling him.
Like who?
Because it's still an unknown. I don't know what Marjorie's true like plans are.
I guess, but I mean, the kid's as loose of a cannon as you can get. I would take literally anybody being able. He's unpredictable.
He's unpredictable.
So if somebody knows what's going to happen, I'd still say that's better off than.
Joffrey. Joffrey is unpredictable. Yes. So for the global sake of King's Landing, he is dangerous when no one's controlling him. But when there's someone controlling his action is directing that, like his power, it becomes dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I would literally let Littlefinger control Joffrey before I'd let Joffrey go off on his own.
I would not let Littlefinger control Joffrey.
Joffrey is just pure evil, man.
I wouldn't let Littlefinger control his little finger if I had my way.
Joffrey is just awful.
Joffrey is awful, but I don't know what Marjorie plans to do. So I am okay. So perhaps me saying that as an overstatement.
No, I mean, if that's
it.
your stance, that's your stance.
Yeah, what you're
Let me
saying
rephrase
is your opinion, and it's it's fine.
Let me rephrase it. Since it's been tempered, I don't know what Marjorie plans to do with Joffrey, and that concerns me. I'll say that. But yeah, it's getting to, I mean, Cersei fears it. Yeah, I mean, Tywin says he'll control Joffrey, but I'll be honest, I don't know if he can do that. But yeah, I mean, what else happened this episode? What happened? We learned some backstory on Spider. He was castrated, without any anesthetic whatsoever. His balls were tossed in a fire. They burned blue, I think. Were they blue or green?
Blue balls.
Was the fire blue? Blue balls.
Turned blue.
Okay. He heard a voice, some sort of magic, and he has a distaste for magic since then. anything sorcery related. Good thing Daenerys is coming. But we also learned about how he worked his way up from nothing, and has one of his main motivators has been vengeance, which it seems like it's prepared for. I don't know what he plans to do with the man in the crate, but that could be fun. But it was a very interesting side to Spider we've seen. Yeah. Also, Littlefinger plans to marry Sansa. That is disgusting. Yeah. I don't want to see that happen.
Of course not.
I also don't know if I want to see Sansa marry Sir Loras either. I just want her to stop being used as a pawn. Cause goddamn, that girl has been going through it. Besides that, seeing some like more details with Brandon's dreams and how he still has that that trauma of falling, like from that night. I mean, it definitely makes sense. And like it seems like it's going to be a roadblock he has to overcome to, I guess, fully control his powers. And forgetting his name.
Are you talking about Jojen?
Jojen. I was about to say Joji. I know that wasn't right. Jojen was just eyeing him. So like, it's like he still has some time to. He still has a lot to go through, to overcome. But that's like the first time we've seen that like semblance of trauma that he's still holding on to, which is really interesting. Besides that, I guess Blake's favorite part of the episode, the Brotherhood without banners are in fact simps. My bad. Devotees to the Lord of Light. Unfortunate. Granted, it is a different side of the Lord of Light that I've seen. Like from Stannis's point of view, it's very much like a Order of Justice, deserters from war, different factions. They are literally brothers without a brotherhood without banners, who are seeking to punish those who have committed crimes against the innocent. They're like, which is an interesting thing to see. However, why they're pledging themselves to a Lord of Light, I have no idea. I know. Don't tell me. Don't say it. I'm flipping 2 notes ago. Thoros. He had some mark on his forehead. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's supposed to be some sigil for the Lord of Light. But or if it's just a scar. It looks a little bit too strange to be a scar. I'm assuming it's some marking for the faction, but that's interesting to see. I guess I completely forgot up until now what my boy the Hound did to
Micah.
Micah, the
and if
butcher's
you recall,
boy.
I think this was in the last episode we watched, but when they were outside of the inn, Arya asked the Hound, "Do you remember last time you were here?" But he didn't get to answer that question because they pushed him into the back of the cart and he bumped his head. But that's what she was alluding to at that point. She was already like, those feelings were coming up of her friend.
Interesting.
That got killed.
I was confused at that point. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So I don't know how he's going to get out of that. It is like something hard to overlook for a character I like. He is a child killer. Can he overcome the allegations that are true? I don't know. Do I want to see him continue to live on? Yeah. I'm sorry, Micah. But I want to see the Hound keep going. But yeah, besides that, I guess I never talked about Jaime. It's really interesting to see the dynamic between Brienne and Jaime develop to this point, where Jaime was very much just kind of like trying to. How would you describe their relationship? Just like, Jaime just trying to irk Brienne the entire time.
Yeah, because he's a talker. Like he thinks talking's not boring, so he's just like roasting her, and she's just trying to do her duty, transporting him.
But like, there's this sense of respect like that Jaime has for her, and it's sort of becoming this sort of support system for the both of them. Because they pretty much they just have themselves to rely on at this point. Their interests are aligned, and it's really cool to see. I did feel bad for Jaime this episode. Like, he's just being treated like shit. And I mean, he's done a lot of bad stuff. But like, I don't want him to go out like that. Like, if it's just too much at a certain point. And trying to like even though he's at this stage, he's still like trying to fight, like get the best of his captors and try to fight him off, even though he's so weakened and with only one arm. Is such a it's a hard scene. But yeah, so many interesting things this episode. This season has been a banger so far. And we're not even halfway there.
True.
Insane.
All right, we good?
We might be good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Okay. Well, if you enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when our episodes go live, like we mentioned earlier. If you want up to 4-week early access on Game of Thrones reactions and several other series, check out our Patreon. Link for that's in the description below. There's also a link to join our free Discord and links to check out our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Hit all those links in the description, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.